We've got some breaking news right here at 5 o'clock. We have learned the second worker trapped in the rubble of an 11-story coal plant collapse in far eastern Kentucky has now died. Governor Randy Beshear confirmed that death just before 5 today. According to his family, his name is Alvin Douglas Neese, seen there on the left. Neese was trapped in the rubble with Billy Daniels, who was on the right.
Now, Daniel's family is telling us earlier today that he was found with his legs pinned under the debris there in far eastern Kentucky. This is on the West Virginia line. 2 trauma surgeons from Pikeville Medical Center worked together to amputate one of his legs, but his family says he lost too much blood and did not survive. His final words to those first responders, how much he loves his wife and grandchildren.
Governor Randy Beshear called the situation a heartbreaking situation. He is now asking the Commonwealth to join him in praying for the families and the entire Martin County community.
Back here at home, one of our top stories today, JCPS officials making it official as well. 92 drivers calling out of work this afternoon. They did not drive the buses today. That's the highest number that they've had out this school year. And it led to some school bus delays this morning in Louisville, and more are expected as the students are coming home. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Friday evening. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. WHAS11's Ian Hardwitt spoke with a family dealing with the issues. He also has the district's response to bus driver frustration.
Some of these compound buses never left for their Friday routes. Nearly 100 bus drivers at JCPS called out of work ahead of the weekend.
Because if I wouldn't have been there this morning, there would have been a kid sitting there who knows how long.
David Clark waited at the bus stop with his daughter. When it was time for her to be in class, he checked his phone and realized the bus would come late. He told another child at the stop about the delay and walked him home. With mid-30s temperatures this morning, he's worried about children waiting longer as winter nears. JCPS spokesperson Carolyn Callahan blames the national bus driver shortage for some of the district's transportation woes.
We already are in this situation where we're stretched thin every day, and so this just compounds that. And people say, well, why can't you let us know earlier if our route is going to be impacted? Well, it's really hard to do that when you don't know who's going to call out and what route that is.
It's been a complicated school year if you're on a JCPS bus. On one hand, you have drivers who are concerned about routing and student behavior, and on the other, families who are worried about how long their children have to wait to ride the bus or if they'll be able to ride it at all.
Clark places the blame on JCPS administration instead of the drivers.
Issues in any organization start at the top and trickle down. And I know there's always going to be excuses or, potential fixes, but the way I see it, they're not doing everything they can until the superintendent and board members are driving the bus routes, honestly.
Callahan says the district is listening to drivers and shares an update to student behavior referrals coming soon, a digital system that brings the complaint straight to school administrators.
So we're cutting out that situation where it's all on the compound coordinator to get those handwritten referrals and figure out what to do. It will also speed up the process. Through this, bus drivers will also be able to see if action was taken.
Even if drivers call out again Monday, Callahan says school will be in session. In Louisville, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11, on your side.
This upcoming Monday is a makeup day for the transportation meltdown we saw at the beginning of the school year. Again, a JCPS spokesperson says even if drivers call out at the beginning of next week, school will still be in session.
Also happening today, on the stand today in the federal trial downtown Louisville, the former Metro Police Detective Brett Hankison, another now former detective who was there the night of the raid on Breonna Taylor's apartment. Miles Cosgrove fired the shot that killed Breonna Taylor. He's testifying for the prosecution against Brett Hankison, who was on trial for civil rights violations after randomly firing his weapon the night of the raid. Our Alexis Jones and photojournalist Emmett Gefter have more on what Cosgrove told the jury today.
Well, Doug, three familiar faces, were called to the stand today, including LMPD former detective Miles Cosgrove. Testifying in federal court today, the former LMPD detective who the FBI says fired the bullets that killed Breonna Taylor. Miles Cosgrove says before LMPD's raid, he checked the sliding door and bedroom window. He says he was unable to see inside, even with a flashlight. After returning fire with Kenneth Walker and leaving from Taylor's doorway, Cosgrove says he saw multiple flashes outside the same door and window, which he later learned was Brett Hankison's shooting. He says firing into an unknown area is extremely dangerous and something he would never do. According to LMPD Deputy Chief Paul Humphrey, officers receive annual trainings to not fire blindly. While on the stand, Humphrey said officers must see their target before using deadly force, and they're not allowed to shoot into general areas where they think a threat may be. However, during opening statements, defense attorney Jack Bird says his client had a line of sight through the gaps of the window and fired at the sound of a rifle. Breonna Taylor's sister, Janiyah Palmer, entered the courthouse with loved ones by her side. She and federal prosecutors took the jury on a virtual tour of the apartment she shared with Taylor. Pictures show the sliding door Hankison shot through was covered with blackout curtains even after March 13th. Palmer says they were impossible to see through and purposely blocked out the parking lot on the side of their building. She says she was away in San Diego when she learned of her sister's death. A week later, she was heartbroken again when she stepped inside of their apartment. She says bullet holes were everywhere, including her bedroom, where Hankison shot through the covered window. Now, Doug, prosecutors wrapped up early for the day. They say they couldn't get in contact with their fourth witness. In Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHAS11 on your side.
And this trial is expected to last up to 3 weeks, so you can follow the testimony each and every day and stay updated on any developments by visiting our website, WHAS11.com, or on the free WHAS11 app.
More news right here at 5 o'clock. A man is facing charges after a deadly shooting outside of a Shepherdsville liquor store. It happened this morning. The call came from the parking lot of City Liquors on North Buckman Street right around 7:30. According to arrest documents, Thomas Coy Jr. was in the parking lot when the victim drove up and parked alongside him. That's when police say Coy fired multiple shots at the victim, hitting him multiple times. The victim died at the hospital. Investigators say Coy admitted to the shooting. He's now charged with murder and wanton endangerment. And Louisville Metro Police are warning people about a series of recent robberies. In a post on Facebook, the department says they're taking place after people meet through social media to buy and sell products. If you're going to meet strangers to exchange items, police encourage you to use one of 4 Metro swap locations. They're located at division offices on Bean Avenue, Dixie Highway, Outer Loop, and Goose Creek Road.
All new right here tonight at 5. For decades, West Louisville neighborhoods have been dealing with poor air quality. Now a new project is planning to address those inequities and come up with solutions to the bad air. The Metro Air Pollution Control District has received a $1 million grant from the EPA for this project. Over the next 3 years, they will complete an air pollution monitoring study throughout West Louisville, focusing on the areas around Rubbertown specifically. Part of the study will also look at the wastewater and wastewater monitor exposure to pollution. Results of the study will help develop policies to reduce air pollution exposure and help doctors improve treatment options.
Pass this will go to old business.
A revised plan for $40 million in American Rescue Plan money is now moving forward. In Louisville, the Budget Committee unanimously approving the plan last night. The $40 million was originally allocated to the Louisville Healthcare CEO Council, but was taken back after Councilmember Anthony Piagentini was found guilty of the ethics violations connected to that money's approval. It would now go to projects like library renovations, park maintenance, and a technology training center in the Russell neighborhood. During the discussion and vote yesterday, Councilmember Piagentini left council chambers and later abstained in the vote. The proposal now goes to the full Metro Council.
Kentucky's Secretary of State says more people are taking advantage of early voting than last year. In a social media post, Michael Adams says around 84,643 people voted yesterday. That is nearly 3,000 more people than the first day of early voting last year. He adds if this continues today and tomorrow, they'll adjust the turnout prediction upward. Here in Louisville, the Jefferson County Clerk's Office says nearly 13,900 people voted at one of the 10 polling centers throughout Metro Louisville yesterday. You can still vote tomorrow, starting at 8 in the morning until 6 p.m. To find a location near you, check out our voting guide on the WHAS11 app. You can also go to the WHAS11 homepage right there on our website.